in soon. We are very privileged to have to have Hazman with us from Noggin Pte Ltd. He's going to share with us what Noggin has in store for us in the near future. I won't take it away from him. Let him start now. Thank you.
A good day to everyone, and thank you for having me here, inviting me to have this sharing sections. So basically, I'm from Noggin. I'm the digital marketing manager. So today, I'm just going to share what are upcomings at Noggin, one of the products that we have actually building and going to outreach. So our intention here is just to create the brand awareness so they can be part of it. So there are 3 takeaway points later on I'm going to actually share. Alright? So what is Noggin or about Noggin? So basically this is a capture from our website. So our main agenda is basically to be the world's first personal data exchange that enables to monetize and control personal data directly. So this is our main motto, which we will see on the website. Alright, so who we are, okay, this is our vision. Okay, the world is every individual's empowerment to give every individual's empowerment to monetize and manage their own personal data and privacy. This is our vision coming down. And the mission is to be a marketplace for any individual that able to collect and use and enrich data for their personalized value and benefits. So this is the two mission, the vision and mission. Okay, Noggin approach, this is in a nutshell. So we have the data in the middle, and we're going to build a marketplace all around. So one of the marketplace that we actually build is actually Podsense. So how we are going to actually facilitate this? So we look at the environment around us, you can see there's community, there's user, there's merchants, there's agency also at a big hierarchy. So we are trying to put all this all together. So in order to put that, we actually developed one mobile apps that actually called Podsense. Okay, and this mobile apps is able to actually run ads, able to create 360 profile with an research intent, and develop customer loyalty, develop partner loyalty, and also targeted communities. So later on, I will actually introduce what is one of the communities that we are actually targeting is actually Healthy Me, which we actually call it as Podfest itself. Okay, so for normal user, they can actually straight away download it. So this is how the Podsense looks like. You can download the apps, okay, into your mobile phone, whether it's on Android or iOS, okay, your iPhones. So in order, okay, once you download, they can actually view the apps, okay, they can actually swipe, okay, and they can actually earn credits. Okay, this is one of the interesting things. This is how it looks like. Okay, you can see here the apps. Okay, it's an easy to use. It's simply like Tinder style, and you just need to swipe. Okay, at the same time, it's actually capturing data. From there, capturing data of yourself. Okay, which is tapped through the social networks, that is LinkedIn, Facebook, and etc. Okay, of course, this is being protected by data protections and privacy regulations. Okay, and the ads are actually matched accordingly to your personalized matching. And of course, with that, the cards have a benefit focus. Okay, focus card, and give you Noggin's credits. At the end of the day, you actually, once you collect the credits, you can actually convert it to either cash or voucher. So this is one of the cash incentive. Okay, and moving it forward, we adopt this model. Okay, so this model basically how we actually go into the market. So we want to create awareness. Okay, after we create awareness, we want to manage it, we develop it, and we immerse it back. And these are the activities. We will select a selective community. So for example, the community that we always very familiarized with, we have a lot of contacts, and we will go into that first. Then from there, we will manage the channel. The channels can be a distribution channel, it can be our sales partner, and so on. Okay, and we develop the pitch point where everybody, us and our partners, are able, and including the user who are actually using it, okay, are able to benefit. So and we immerse back into the community, and we do this with the feedbacks, and we come into a cycle, and we keep we repeat this loop again. So and improve it, and without knowing it, we are actually capturing the data, and then we document. That data will be used for later on pitching for other work. Okay, so this is a typical of Podsense case, one of the apps. So in future there will be more apps actually building on top of this. Alright, so this is one of it. We introduced Podfest, that's called one of the community, and the community we actually highlighted healthy living. Okay, and from there we will call partners, basically from those who are actually giving products or services in the healthcare or that related to healthy living, can be fitness, can be eating healthy, and join. Okay, we manage both. We have to manage the both merchants and the marketing cards, so that user will able to see, okay, and swipe what they like or they don't like. So from there we develop, and also at the same time we develop the outreach, where we will penetrate through the social media, all the other distributed channel. Okay, we do this through both activities, that is digital and also to physical. So these are the two things that we will taking the feedback, okay, and at the same time characteristic of the person actually using the Podfest are actually being captured and documented. And of course, this personal data has people actually contribute. Okay, we reward them for those who participate with credits. So these are the good things which communities would like to see. Okay, and of course later on we bring back our product team and to improve it all, and also to share the findings with the merchants and so on. Okay, in this approach, okay, we achieve to be part of the community. That's how we actually want to push the product to be part of the community. So they become a lifestyle. They're able to see, okay, they're able to see what are the ads, and at the same time data is being captured. And we want to support the community. Support the community means that not only those people who are actually interested in the healthy living, but also the person who are providing the services and the products in this business sense. And we always believe that knowledge sharing is essential. So this is where later on, if for further development or further research where people are interested in the data, we will actually can partner, and we can actually partner, and we can actually provide another service further on. All right. Okay, and if you are interested, so the upcoming on between September 15 to October 15, we will have a Podfest. Okay, my colleague here. All right, you can straight away register yourself on the right site. Okay. If you want to advertise for advertisers, okay, for business owners, okay, or you can, if you want to just participate as poders, as a normal, and look at the view and also earn, you can actually just download the Noggin Asia Podsense. So these are the, if you are interested to join and we participate. So we are always welcome and we are always calling. So basically that's what we have for now. That's what I have to share with you guys.
Yes. Go ahead.
So what kind of data does this app Podsense collect? How can it collect social media data?
Okay, we have a couple of those at this stage we have a basic data, like for example the interest. So we on Facebook we collect, like for example, the interest like shopping, cycling or sports. And
how do you collect this data? Does the Podsense have access to the Facebook data on the mobile?
Yes, it's through the Facebook API. So they will just download. So the user will give the access to download, to basically to connect. So it will actually pull from the user's profile.
Right now we have some meta plug that connects you to LinkedIn and Facebook. So with that, right, we are going to pull some information like the basic stuff, so we have to key it manually to your Podsense information account profile.
Okay, but then what is the use of this Podsense app? I can just enable it on online on my browser, and so
okay.
what is this app?
Okay,
Why should I install this app?
Okay, this app is actually one of the examples, right, or one of the case study that we built in the marketplace. So in future, if let's say there's another app basically wants to contribute the data or wants to get the data, they can actually build another app. For example, an app that do for let's say for running, then they should capture the data and push it into into the database.
Okay, so you also say you monetize, right? How
Yes.
much money can I make?
Okay, that's a good question.
Ah.
Wow, okay. Okay. Basically, inside here we give credits. So every user they have to actually collect up to 10,000 credits. So from there they will get either $10 voucher or $10 worth.
So how long will it take for me to collect 10,000 credits?
Okay, this whole thing works on the community, on the community. So as long as there's ads come in every day, and people can start analyzing either by swiping right and left. It's a Tinder style, so they will actually collect credits.
So how long will it take for me to collect 10,000 credits?
In a typical Podfest, if let's say we have a participant of merchants, let's say 100 merchants, so it will be quite fast, between 1 or 2 days.
But getting 100 merchants is going to take a lot of time for you, right?
That's why we have to do a lot of preparation. We need help from, we need a partnership between the merchants to come forward. That's why we are having this Podfest too. So this Podfest, for example, like this, we are having those early adopters. So there's no charge for the merchants. So it's
Can you pay me like $10 for participating? Otherwise, I won't participate. I don't know how much money I'm going to make.
you have to participate by actually viewing the ads and all this kind of stuff.
But more than just money, right?
Yeah.
As a podder's perspective, why would you want to download this app? Also, largely because you're using your own personal data in exchange for relevant services that is based on your own data.
But that's what Google and Facebook already do, right?
Correct.
Here you're saying I can make money out of my data, right? Then you have to clearly articulate how much money I'm going to make.
So Google uses your data to give you the information that you want, right? So ours is slightly similar, only that we give you the control of your own data. So let's say...
So what do you mean by control? How can I control?
Well, because we encrypted your data, meaning that
Google also encrypts the data, come on.
True, but you don't own the data, alright? But in Noggin, right, you own the data. We don't even have access to it. We don't even have the access, we don't even have the ability to look into it. We don't have the ability to know who you are. It's strictly anonymous.
But I still feel like if you say I can make money out of this platform, you have to be very clear how much money I can make.
For podders, yeah, you can actually earn some money out
Yeah,
of
but
it.
I need to know how much money.
About
Because there's a
We are transparent in when you do the swiping, or you can see the credit physically increase by how much. I mean, there is no physical number going up, but you can see it goes up as for each swiping action. So I should feel that it's very transparent in podder's perspective. So we're not giving you a summarize of how much you've earned over a month. It doesn't work that way. It's going to be pretty real time, where each time you do an action to the ad, you actually have the credits increase based on the cards that you swipe instantaneously.
So you said I get credits, right? How are these credits actually valued? How do you decide how many credits I get for the kind of data I'm sharing?
Each swipe, each swipe there's a certain algorithm that I should program. So if, for example, if let's say you like it, so the credits will be a bit higher. So
is this algorithm public?
Yes.
You say it's transparent, right?
In the future, right now we don't have any payment gateway set up today, but we are actually already in the midst of launching that out. But in the future, where we have the monetization feature that is passed on to the merchants, who is going to create the ads, here's how we envision it to be. I mean, it could change, but because we're going to let the merchants decide how much they pay for
They'll
this.
pay $0. Why should I pay?
Who is paying?
If you ask the merchants to price your data, they'll price it at $0. Why would they want it free, right? Everybody wants things free. You can't let the merchants price your data, because how this won't work. Simply won't work, because there has to be some kind of a negotiation. If I don't know how much my data is going to be priced, and you are the merchant, you say I'll pay 1 cent.
But if you pay 1 cent, okay.
I don't know how much my data is valued, right? So if you're giving me anything more than 0, I'll take it.
Right, let me cover a little bit more about the back-end side of how merchants create the ads. So if you actually notice, right, we are doing very specialized targeted marketing, correct? In which aspects that you're able to choose the attributes that you want to send across. Correct? So how specific can we be? Should be the key question of the marketers. So how specific audience do you want? So let's say, for example, let's say you're selling a Nike, you're Nike and you're selling a branded shoe. And then you should know who your audience are, right? In general, you're looking at millennials, looking at sports, but we could do way more than that. We could filter by, I mean, location is also another basic attribute, or you could even be more further, like, when do you last own a pair of new shoes, etc.
I understand. I mean, I actually quite familiar with this because I do research. The fundamental problem is how are you going to price my data? You cannot let the marketing people on the other side value my data because they value it just above zero. Right? I might really need a Nike shoe, so actually that information is very valuable. But if I go tell this to Nike, then Nike will say it's not really valuable, I'll pay you 1 cent. So you have to be very clear how you're going to price my data.
My data is the porter's data?
Yeah, if I'm going to be on this, right, I think my data is worth $100 a month.
Sure. Yes, okay. Alright, I get what impression means, alright. So let's say we choose the attributes, right? Some attributes can be rare. You have some data that nobody else has. That makes you more valuable, right?
So then I'll have to price that data.
So if I'm a marketer, right, and I want to target people like yourself, and I know that you're pretty high-end one, I mean, I can tell. And then how much should I price, right? That's your question, right? So in our algorithm, we're able to let the merchants know in which they choose the attributes, right? Roughly how many people they're targeting. And if we set a minimum sum to how much they should price it, and then share to a lesser amount of people.
So how do you price that minimum amount? How do you calculate that minimum amount?
For now, we haven't had the exact answer today. I'm really sorry
Because,
about that.
you know, it's very important because
Yes.
if I'm a consumer, right,
Correct.
you have to be very clear how you're going to price my data.
Correct.
Because
Yes.
your value proposition is monetizing my data, but if you can't put a price on my data,
Correct.
I might not be very excited about joining this platform.
Yes.
The whole premise is very exciting, but if you're not going to tell me how much money I'm going to make, right, I'm not going to be very excited. It's basically what you're creating is another Google-like system. You are throwing in some things like I can make money, but you're not clearly telling me how much money I can make.
Okay. We take note of that. We
Yes,
feedback
yes.
to our-
Because there were similar schemes in the
Yeah.
US. Many of them actually paid people money. All of them failed.
Yes, I totally understand where you're coming from.
Because you have to be very clear about the
Right.
pricing. How do you fix a price for any attribute or thing, right?
Okay.
There has to be a negotiation phase. If one party is not very clear how to negotiate, the other party is not going to pay anything.
You're right.
And that's why Google and Facebook are able to get free data from us because we don't know how to price our own data.
Yes. That's right.
And they give free things,
Alright.
right?
We take note of that, then we'll feedback to the team.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, how we can actually improve it, and yeah, to improve our. That's the idea.
You're going to get the same question from a lot of people. It's nice to say you're going to make money, but then very soon people are going to ask, how much money can I make?
Okay.
It's going to be $1 a month and all, right? Forget it, nobody's going to sign up.
Yeah.
Okay, any more questions?
You mentioned something about documenting the data, right?
Yeah.
So you document, but you don't have access. I don't understand that
Okay.
that part.
Yeah, okay. That's a good. Okay. Down the roadmap. Okay. The merchants. Okay. Or the merchants will have actually a dashboard. So basically, they will eventually have access, and they can actually look at the whole the data. Yeah. So that will be down the road on. Because currently right now we're actually pushing on the Podsense first. The apps.
Right.
Yeah.
Just confirming. So you don't. So you yourself the data sits on your servers, but you don't have access to it. Is that how you?
No, we have access. It's still in the finalized phase.
We design each account as an individual port. So I mean, I'm not a very tech person, but what I'm being told that is that if there's a hacker that's going to hack to our system, right, it's going to hack to every account individually instead of an entire system.
But do merchants have access to this data?
Yes.
Merchants? No. They have the summarized data at most.
So who does the summary? Who creates the summary?
That one is I'm afraid I'm not the best person to answer that. Not very person. But what I know is if we are to create this summarized
Because
data,
you don't have access to the data, then you cannot create the summary.
Okay, yes. Maybe I can help them.
Because you said you just don't have access to the data, right?
So basically, this is a platform, right? They are marketing the apps right now. There's always the app for the consumers, and then there's the apps for the merchants. So the merchants' apps actually sitting on the applications that will then link to all the servers that's containing the different individuals' data. The individuals' data are then kept in the individual servers of sort that they are designing. We are not sure. Maybe it's proprietary.
yeah.
So, upon your permissions as the individual consumer, then the merchants will have access through the data for whatever parameters that they punch in into their own dashboard, and then the offer will then be presented to you via Podsense. So that's how it works, right?
Yeah, I
Now, so do they have access to the data, your individual data? At this point, it depends on whether permission were given by you or not. So that is the answer that we can give at this moment. So they will, if you do not give permission, then no, they don't have it. Alright? So for the platform operator who designed this particular platform, if they put in a request to say that, hey, I need some information from you, would you agree to give it to me as a platform operator? If you say no, then no, they will not have it. That's essentially the premise of Noggin, how they view themselves as a data exchange. Any more questions? Joe?
How do you plan to market this? How do you plan to
Good questions. If they need help, I think they have to sit down and talk to you. I am not sure yet. I mean, this is essentially Hazman's first month, first 30 days on the job, right? So it's to let him have a trial run to understand, go to the market with this particular product.
right?
So I thank you very much for Hazman's effort to put in, and I thank you for last questions, Joe. Thank you very much. The pizza is here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry for the heavy fire.
No worries, no worries.
Good training. I've asked the same questions to